everyone. I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about brain science because it might help you to better understand what's responsible for your time management. Obviously, first and foremost, it's you, but what are the biochemical reactions? What is happening in your body that makes you want to do certain things and procrastinate on others? I'm Agnes, and for those who don't know me, I'm a productivity strategist for online business owners, service providers, to help them manage their time better, simplify their daily routines, simplify their business processes, and create structure that really leverages their time to eventually create more of it. So let's go. A little brain science. It's not going to be a whole-blown lecture about weird terms. I just wanted to quickly introduce you to some of the hormones that might be quite useful for you to understand what's actually going on behind your will and your decision making and motivation and attention. So the way we manage our time depends a lot on our will, on our dedication and decision making. It's that biochemistry that sets the tone when it comes to prioritizing certain tasks, right? And as I said, procrastinate on those that we don't really fancy doing. And that's why actually productivity apps and time management hacks will not make you efficient in your work for long term, because these are quick fixes. They, of course, can be very useful to support you on your journey, on your way to well-managed time. But in order to manage your time efficiently, let's look at what hormones, what biochemical processes are behind your will and your decision making. So, according to the science, there are three major players in this game. Are you ready? I hope I'm saying this right. Serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine. So all these three ones are largely responsible for the intensity of our attention, mood, decision making, success, and motivation. So they're hugely important, and it's our job to keep them in balance. But with hormones, it can be quite difficult to keep them in balance and to even understand what creates that disbalance, So serotonin is one of the leading hormones. It's also a neurotransmitter, and it stabilizes that mood, right? It defines the feeling of well-being and happiness. So it's a huge one. And many things, many processes that, for example, mood, thoughts, learning, memory, really depend on this hormone. So it's one of the three major players for us to manage our time that much better. Dopamine is another one, which also is responsible for our will, decision making, and what it does, it plays a crucial role in feelings of pleasure and reward, also self-satisfaction and success. And how can you reach a certain goal and manage your time to reach that goal if you don't see the reward, if you don't have pleasure in doing that, if there is no satisfaction? Obviously that's not going to happen. So it's up to us to find that motivational factor So the hormones, the transmitters, and all of that, all the biochemistry is working well in our body, and that these three hormones are well balanced out. For dopamine, the dopamine has 5 major receptors, and they're responsible for memory, attention, decision making, and formation of emotions, attention, and also sleep. I cannot speak enough about the importance of sleep, the productivity fundamentals, exercise, diet, and all of those things. And you know, these fundamentals are those that create a better balance of those hormones. So now knowing that, and if you are lacking sleep, then this is the area where you need to work on to balance out and create more dopamine in your body. So these hormones are balanced out, so you are able to manage your time better. You are able to get in charge of it and really go for what you have imagined for yourself. The last one, the tricky one, the pronunciation is a bit tricky for me. Norepinephrine. Yes, norepinephrine. It's a chemical substance also found in human body, and it's a stress hormone. And it gets released into the blood as the brain perceives stressful events. And it doesn't matter whether it's an actual event or, you know, or we're in danger or we're just imagining it, right? So again, knowing this, we know that the more we stress out, the more we put ourselves under pressure, the worse it gets for these hormones to balance out. Does that make sense? So it is really hard to successfully manage your time, to identify your goals and really implement them without a balanced level of these three hormones. The lack of these neurotransmitters is what causes feelings of inefficiency, weakness, confusion, despair, and just really low level of motivation. And then how can you be in charge of yourself, of your time, of the things that you're doing if all of that is out of balance? You can't, right? And the disbalance of these hormones, especially of dopamine and norepinephrine, is associated with a wide range of mental disorders as well. So we want to keep them happy, these hormones. We want to keep ourselves happy. So we need to find those motivational factors that will move us forward, that will move the needle, and then we can go through the processes that actually make that happen, right? It might be too much of a science here, but I hope it really gives you a clear perspective of how you manage your time and why you do things that you do and what maybe you need to improve and change to do it better, to get more in charge. I will leave a link in a comment section from the blog if you want to reread that. There's a little bit more information, a little bit more depth to that. I'm going to leave the link for your reference so you can go and check it out. Otherwise, I will see you next week, same place, same time. Have a fabulous Thursday, and until next time.